Welcome back to another episode of Job Centre to Glory. We've actually managed to get some business done. I'm fairly happy with the start to the season we've had. It was always going to be a tough one. It's been a big jump in quality. But so far, we've held our own. Today, however, that might not be the case. We have back-to-back games against very, very tough opposition. Kicking things off with a home game against Anderlecht. And then it's an away day at Gent. Fingers crossed this doesn't get embarrassing. Let's jump into the action. As I mentioned in the intro, it's been a fairly solid start to the season. We'll take a quick look at how the league table stands at the moment. So we were very much expected to be right down the bottom. The prediction actually had us in 16th, so just about clawing our way out of relegation is where we're expected to be. And at the moment, we sit in 11th, and we have been very, very steady. We've played 6 games, we've won 2, lost 2, drawn 2. We've been scoring goals, we've conceded a fair few as well. But I am very, very happy with the start to the season we've had so far. Now, I did also mention some transfer business, and this list of transfers in has got a little bit longer, still at £0 spent. However, we did manage to raise some funds, which allowed us to actually get a few deals over the line. So last season, when we sold some of our talented youngsters, we did negotiate some clauses. We were potentially going to receive a percentage of the profit made on future sales. However, we've managed to negotiate those clauses and give ourselves a bit of money now rather than waiting until they make the sale. And that allowed us to bring in some free agents. So last episode, we did mention the deal for the centre-back that we managed to get over the line. We have brought in Kobe Cools, the 6'4" Belgian centre-back, has been playing a lot of football for us already. So looks really, really solid in physical stats, but the technical stats as well. Just looks like a very, very good option at the back. Now, what we did need with the squad registration rules, we did need to have 3 goalkeepers registered, and where we sold Fisher to Gent, that meant we only had 2. So we did bring in a goalkeeper on loan, Alp Tutor, the 31-year-old Dutch goalkeeper, 6'5". He's not going to be taking Kone's spot, but it's a very, very solid option. I think he'll be playing a lot of minutes in the cup. Then after that, we have managed to bring in 3 more free agents. So the first one being Taylor Gardner-Hickman. He joins us from Birmingham. A very, very versatile option. So 6'2", has brilliant stats everywhere. Really, really happy that the Englishman is a solid option. And he's been playing DM for us, but as you can see, he can play left back, he can play right back. I mean, he can do a job at cam, at centre back, on the wing. The guy can play pretty much anywhere. Next, we have Finn Stam, also joining us as a free agent. Another Dutch free agent we've signed, the 25-year-old defender. Again, just looks to be bolstering the squad. It's a really, really solid option. 6'2", he can play anywhere across the defensive line, also do a job in defensive midfield. Where we had quite a thin squad, I was just really looking for versatile options that can sort of tick a lot of boxes, and it just injury proofs us for later in the season. Then finally, a deal I was really, really happy we managed to get done was Godwin Aguda. The 30-year-old Nigerian looks like he's going to be our first choice option behind Holton. Just looks like a really, really good option. So he's quick, he's nimble, he can finish, great first touch, and yeah, a lot of good mental stats there. So the squad has shaped up quite nicely. If we have a look at how the fixtures have gone since the last episode, so we did kick off the season with that 3-1 win against Serang. We followed that up with an away day to RFC Liège, who are also expected to struggle with us down the bottom, and we very much struggled on the day. So it was a 1-1 draw, and if anything, we were quite lucky to get a point out of it. We were dominated on the day. It was a debut goal for the on-loan Yamak that snatched a point for us. And really, the position we're in this season, every point's going to be very, very important. We then had a very tough run of fixtures in August, so we welcomed Cercle Bruges to the Daknam Stadion. We did hold our own, but it was very much, I think, a deserved loss, to be honest. We definitely woke up towards the end of the game, and it was a 91st minute goal from Holton that made the scoreline look a little bit more respectable. Cercle Bruges were really in control of the game for the most part, and I think they came away deserving winners. We followed that up with a fantastic point away at KRC Genk, and we did actually lead 2-0 at half time, so it was a little bit frustrating to find ourselves needing to equalise, being 3-2 down, but Genk almost gave us the point. 2 own goals on the day, another goal from Holton. He looks like he's definitely stepped up to the new level, but Genk very much gifting us a point, especially with this first own goal. No idea what the goalkeeper was thinking, and pretty harsh of our lads to celebrate around the defender. That was followed up with a home game against Antwerp, and we played them last season in the Cup, and it was the same outcome. We were beaten very, very comfortably. 1-0 flattered us, really. They absolutely battered us on the day. It could have been 4 or 5. We're still a long way off the big boys. But in our next game, we got a very, very big 3 points. It was very much against the run of play. Union SG dominated possession, dominated the chances. However, a goal in the 80th minute for Holton proved all that we needed to get 3 points. And that leads us on to our last game we played before today. We made it a lot harder than we needed to. It was a 1-0 win away in the Cup against non-league opposition, but as you can see, we were very much in control of the game. It just took a lot longer to break them down than we hoped. But the main positive I'm taking from this run of fixtures is that Holton definitely hasn't forgot how to score goals. And with that being said, we very much need him to do so in the next 2 games. We now welcome Anderlecht to the Daknam Stadion, and I can see this being a very, very tough game. So the team for today is Kone still remains in goal with Van Genekten at right back. It is Kools and Dienganga at centre back, Stam at left back, Savic and Gardner Hickman in defensive midfield. We have Matty Smith, Aguda and De Graaf behind the goal machine that is Emil Holton. Quite the change 11 from what we've been used to since we've been at Loughran. A lot of familiar names still on the bench. El Haude unfortunately missing after fracturing his leg. But this new look Loughran started very, very well. Let's hope that we can hopefully steal a point today. We're underway. So Anderlecht have not actually started the season as you'd expect them to, but we know who Anderlecht are and we know it's going to be a tough game regardless of where they are in the league. But I feel like they're only a couple positions above us. I want to say they were 9th going into today, but a team the size of Anderlecht are always going to end up the right end of the table, so I'm not expecting them to, take it easy on us today. I think it's going to be a very, very tough fixture. It looks like they've started fairly brightly. They're dominating a lot of the ball, and they've had the only, couple of shots of the day now, and as the chance comes in here, Kone just collecting that one. Fortunately, not making a meal of it. Hopefully we can keep this ball and make something happen. We've just lumped that one forward instead. And it looks like Anderlecht are going to come straight back at us. That's too easy, getting around our fullback. He gets into the box. Some space here. A shot from the edge. It's a very, very good finish. It wasn't good defending to get there, but it's a good strike. It's beat Kone. We find ourselves behind earlier than I would have hoped for. It was not a good piece of defending from anyone, really. He strikes it first time, just wraps it around the defender. Maybe the keeper could have done better. 1-0 down. Not an ideal start in the slightest. We look like we're being absolutely dominated. We're going to offer some encouragement and hope that we wake up here. Anderlecht have come out all guns blazing. They're dominating the ball. They've had a lot of chances already. We need to, not show them too much respect. We need to get our foot on the ball and have a bit of possession of our own, because at the moment, just like that, we're lumping it back to them every time. Holton does win that one, fortunately. We know he can do that, so lumping it up to him sometimes proves fruitful. Hopefully it does this time. It's just over. But it's not the only thing against a team as good as Anderlecht. Just lumping it up and hoping really isn't going to do very much. I think we need to try and play a bit of football. But at the moment, it doesn't look like we're being given the chance to do so. We are being dominated, and that looks like it's going to continue to be the case as Anderlecht come at us here. Another easy ball forward there. I was going to say a poor piece of defending, but it just wasn't even really close. Getting into the box again. This could be 2. It's at the post. We've been let off. Gardner Hickman just clearing that one out for a throw. This could get embarrassing very, very quickly. We don't look like we're at the races here today. We look second best to everything. Anderlecht look like this. They're just going through the motions. And they look like they're going to dominate us at the moment. We're just sat back and trying to hold on for dear life. And it's not working. Oh, that was a little bit of a risky pass there. But we do have Holton with some space to stretch his legs. There's no support for him. He's going to be going on his own. I thought he was going to be tripped there, but he has a chance. He's hit the post, and the rebound, is the equaliser. That's the word that nearly came out. We've managed to get ourselves back level somehow. Holton doing really, really well. I thought he was going to go down here. I thought he was going to get tripped on his way into the box, but he just nearly curled that one into that top corner, but it hits the post. And Aguda is the first one to react. Back in the game. That's very much come from nowhere. I did not expect that. It's our first shot on target. And we are back level with Anderlecht. It was very much, great work from Holton. A counter-attack. It looked like he was all on his own. He nearly did it all on his own and found that top corner, but it was the rebound put in by the new cam, and it looks like we're going to get ourselves into the break level, which really didn't look like it was going to be the case based off of the rest of the first half. I've probably spoken too soon, and there's going to be a chance against us just before the whistle. This would be the worst time to concede, or if we can win it back, the best time to score. But I don't think this is our highlight, unfortunately. Here come Anderlecht again. Oh, I think there was a chance to just steal that ball there. But there's space. He's in the box. Oh, I hit the post again. We are being let off here at the moment, and it's... Oh my god, a good save from Kone. We are holding on for dear life. And I think that's going to have to be the case if we're going to get anything at all today. No changes at the break. We have just picked up the tempo of our play, really. We're going to try and get the ball moving a little bit quicker, because we haven't really, apart from the counter-attack that led to the goal, we haven't really done much today. But, I mean, I would take a point very, very happily. I think we're going to definitely have to deal with a few more attacks before the end of the day if we are going to come away with anything. We are very much being battered here, if I'm honest. But we're holding on at the moment, and that's all that we can ask. If we can stay firm, maybe even grab something else ourselves. If De Graaf can get going here, we know he can get a good ball across, and Holton gets on the end of most things. And as I say it, Holton gets on the end of a De Graaf cross. We pretty much called that one before it happened. And somehow, we've taken the lead here against Anderlecht. This is about as against the run of play as a game can be. But De Graaf doing really, really well to just get that ball in past the fullback. It looked like it was going to fall to Aguda, but Holton just takes it on the volley. 2-1 Loughran. Well, this would be one hell of an upset, if I'm honest. Holton with a goal and an assist today. And somehow, we're leading at the moment after being absolutely dominated for the whole game. We've had 2 shots on target. They've both ended up in. I'm kind of scared to change anything, because at the moment, something's working. We are being dominated, but we lead. So, if it stays like this, I'd be very, very happy. This would be a huge 3 points. But even if we get a point here today, I would have been extremely happy. We have just made a couple of changes, a couple of tactical tweaks to hopefully try and, take a few less risks and hopefully try and sit on this lead. But Gillian and Ayadi have come on as some fresh legs to, assist with trying to get this over the line. If we can somehow steal 3 points here, it will be an incredible result. I didn't really expect anything from today, and especially how it's played out. We really probably don't deserve anything, but if we can steal it, I'm not going to complain at all. We are creeping towards the end of the game. We are now in heartbreak territory. We've made another change. Amini has come on and we've gone defensive. We are just trying to park the bus and get this over the line. And there's only 2 minutes to hold on now. I think we've managed to secure ourselves 3 points here. And that is a massive, massive win. Somehow, looking at the stats, Anderlecht, they've dominated the ball, they've dominated the chances, they've dominated pretty much every aspect of this game, apart from the one stat that matters. We've somehow come away 2-1 winners. Clearly, Anderlecht's early season struggles have continued, but goals from Aguda and Holton give us an absolutely massive 3 points. Well, I really don't know what to say after that one. That's got to be one of the better results we've had in the series as a whole. And as I said earlier in the episode, every single point we get this season is going to be massive. So to pick up 3 points against one of the big boys is absolutely huge. It does actually leapfrog us above Anderlecht at the moment. We're still very, very early in the season, so this is to be taken with a pinch of salt, but that moves us up to 8th, and our fortunes look considerably better than the other promoted side. We've played 7, won 3, drawn 2, lost 2. Sarang so far played 7, lost 7. So if we keep doing what we're doing, survival looks likely. Now, however, it doesn't get much easier. We're going away to Gent, who are currently 2nd place in the league. If we can steal any points from here as well, I will be a very, very happy man. Just the one change from the 11 that started against Anderlecht. It is Kone, Van Genekten, Calls, Dienganga, Stam at the back. Savage and Gardner Hickman again at the anchor of midfield. It is Gillian that comes in for Matty Smith, Aguda and De Graaf, and then Holton leading the line, of course. I said it last time, but I meant it then and I mean it now. I think this is going to be a really, really tough test. We've been playing very, very well of late, but this is going to be a very, very tough test. Gent are absolutely flying in the league, as to be expected. Another one of the big teams here in the top division in Belgium. But we've started very, very positively. How it looked, we had some of the ball, at least, more than we did against Anderlecht, but we'd had a couple of shots. A couple more than we had at this stage, well, even for the whole of the first half, I think, in the Anderlecht game. I'm saying this is a great ball forward. There's a chance for Gent there. The flag did go up, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. But this has been a positive start, if I say so myself. We look like not coming here just to sit and hope for the best, like it did look like we were trying to do at home against Anderlecht. Maybe we've got a bit more confidence after that result. But we look like we are coming here to give this game a go. I say that as Gent have a corner. This could, very quickly shut me up. The ball has come across. I thought that had ended up in the back of the net. It does just go past the post. It looked like it beat the keeper. It did, but fortunately it also beat the post. It's now our turn to have a chance. Hopefully we don't just give this away and De Graaf can get a ball onto Holton's head. He does get it across. That is to no one, unfortunately. It's not a good ball, and Gent have moved this ball very, very quickly forward. It looks like it's going to be a rather sharpish counter-attack, and it gets a foot in, but nothing comes of it. It's a great save from Kone there. Been fantastic this season. He did actually save back-to-back penalties earlier in the season, 2 games running, and he has just been fantastic in most of these games. He's been very, very good. It was a great signing from last season. We did, like I said, bring in another goalkeeper, but it was just to be back up to Kone because he's going nowhere. He's been fantastic, and until he starts making mistakes, I don't see a need to change him. Gent now look like they've, been a bit frustrated by their start, and they look like they're trying to kick on now and get a goal before the break, and they've got a chance to do so here from the corner. Hopefully, all of our hard work isn't undone. It's a good effort from the edge of the box. It's a very, very full stadium here, I've just seen. It's probably, a lot more fans than we're used to playing in front of, but hopefully that we're not going to allow that to intimidate us. We are just going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to get this into the break, hopefully still 0-0, or maybe we could grab something here if we're not just going to give this ball away. Hopefully we can make this our attack. Cool's just bringing the ball out of defence. Into Holton. We know he can make things happen. Ball out to De Graaf. If Holton get in there, De Graaf's going to go himself. He's had an effort. It's a little bit of a tame one, to be honest. He's tried to, I think, whip it into that far corner, but just got it all wrong, really, and the keeper collects it nice and easy. I was going to say, hopefully, we were either going to win the header, and that was the end final whistle. But we have made it to half-time, still 0-0. Similarly to the last game, we're not making any changes because I'm quite happy with how this is going at the moment. We are, probably being dominated. Stats-wise, it's a little bit more even than the last game was. But I would have snapped your hand off at a point from both of these 2 games in today's episode. We've already secured 3 points from the first one, so really anything from this would be a bonus. I thought I'd gone out of play there, but a good bit of defending from Aguda there, getting back from Cam to, pitch in and do his bit, but Gent come back at us again. There's some space in the box here. I don't like where this is going. It seemed that way. There was a lot of room there on the edge of the box. We were sat quite deep, and Gent probably grabbed themselves a deserved lead there. It's just, this wasn't the best defending. 2 men on him, but no real pressure, and then a lot of room for the man just to stroke it into the back of the net. 1-0 Gent. We made a change after that. We picked the tempo up a little bit as we did against Anderlecht before things started to go well, and we've brought on Matty Smith for De Graaf. Hopefully the fresh legs can spark some enthusiasm going forward because we haven't really offered much in that department. Like I say, the stats look a little bit better. We've had more shots today, but we've not really seen anything of note for us apart from that lacklustre effort from De Graaf. It has been all Gent, so hopefully we can steal the ball back here and this isn't just about to get worse. I have a feeling it's probably not going to be our attack, but we can hope that we win something. Doesn't look like it's the case, and he's in. It wasn't great defending. I mean, also, not to be too harsh on the defence, it was a fantastic ball forward and a great run from the striker. But just see here if it really was. I mean, I think he's caught on his heels a little bit. But the striker does well, takes his time, just puts it past the keeper. 2-0 Gent. Unfortunate, really. We have gone 2 goals behind, and it's probably been deserved. Like I say, the stats look more even than I think the game has actually been. It's probably that we've had some speculative shots because everything we've seen has been all Gent. They have been firmly in control of this game as another shot comes flying at Kone. He does manage to claw that one out for a corner, and luckily we don't see the corner. We are just going to, try and grab something out of this, but it doesn't look like we've really offered much. We've been second best to most things. Gent have been all over us in the attacking department, and we've not offered a lot going forward at all. It's just, yeah, that's where we're second best to things. It's not a great ball there, and just none of our players are even close to intercepting it. That's when you know you're struggling, and Max Smith does just get round the defender quite well. I thought he was going to lose that ball, but he does well to switch it out to Gillian. Can we get a ball across? Holton is fouled, but I think he might have been... I thought he was offside. I think we have a penalty, though. I don't think we're going to... We're checking the penalty, not a potential offside. Penalty has been given, so we've been given a lifeline here. I thought Holton looked offside there. I would have to see it again. But I don't really care, to be honest. It's a yellow card for the Gent man, and we've got ourselves a penalty and a chance to get ourselves back in the game. We know who's going to be taking it. It's the ever-dependable Dianganga. I shouldn't say that before he takes it. But he steps up, and he does what he usually does. He gets us back in this game. It's 2-1. I would rather we grab the ball there, lads, rather than run off celebrating. But clearly they're happy just with the consolation. Another fantastic penalty from Dianganga. I did say he was ever dependable, and he proves it once again. Sending the keeper, and he just smashes this one past him. Near enough down the middle. Back in the game. A few tactical tweaks and a couple of subs then to give this game a go and see if we can grab ourselves a point. We brought on Amini and Yamak at cam. Hopefully the fresh legs can maybe grab us a point. It's very, very late though. We have gone for the game a little bit, and we look like we have been quite good towards the end of this game. The penalty was a lifeline. I think still it was, going to be very, very ambitious to expect anything from it. We do run out deserved losers of this game, as much as the stats seem to have somewhat swung in our favour towards the end of that. I don't really think that's a true reflection of the game. Gent were very, very dominant. All of the highlights we saw really were for them, and that does put them top of the league. Unfortunately, it's the hope that kills you. The penalty gave us a glimmer of hope in that game, but we did deserve to lose that one. Overall, though, 2 very, very tough games today, and to get 3 points from it, I'm very, very happy. We finished today's episode sitting in 9th place. In one of the press conferences, we were told that around 35 points is what's expected to secure survival. We've picked up 11 after 8 games. I'm really, really happy with how this season started. That's going to be it for today's episode. I'm starting to think we put a half-decent squad together. So if we have a look where we will return for next episode, we're going to get some more games under our belt. I think we will get past this next cup game. We've got opposition from the league below. We do have some tough games throughout October. However, I think we will come back for the last 2 games of November. We have Eupen and OH Leuven, both teams that are around us in the league at the moment, looking like teams that we will be battling against, and it'll just leave us in a great position then going into December. So that's what we'll be back for. Fingers crossed by then we're still looking solid in the league and we're still in the cup. Most importantly, I want to say a massive thank you for everyone that's keeping up to date with the series. We'll be back again on Sunday. I'll catch you on the next one.